Hi, my name is Alex Cross. I'm a director, producer, and head writer of Quantum Paradox.
And I'm Kayden and I, and I'm the director of photography and creative director.
And today we're going to be watching the episode list for Quantum Paradox Season 1. And we're going to be talking about some of the episodes. Yeah, let's get into it. Episode 1 is called
Pivot Point.
Okay, go ahead and start us off with what happened in episode 1.
So basically, episode 1 is basically just the beginning, where Alex is gonna have these vivid dreams, and these dreams become more real and real as time goes by.
Like over time, as I'm having these dreams, my friends start to notice
that like I'm acting weird.
Yeah, something's off about you. Something's very off. When we're playing basketball, Alex hears this weird sound. It's like, so it's coming from the woods, and we go into the woods, and there's like this tweeting and snapping sound. So then we start running back, and then Alex,
I am gone. Yeah,
as we're running back to the house, we notice that Alex is missing from the group, and we don't know where he went. We don't know what happened. We were all running at the same time. We just lost him.
And then two other friends, Genesis and Kayden Hart. There's two Kaydens. Yeah, there's two Kaydens. Okay, so Genesis and Kayden Hart, they get to the house.
So when we go back to the woods, something just unexpected happened out of nowhere.
At the end of episode 1, Genesis finds Alex in the woods, but she unexpectedly passes out, and Alex is also passed out. Yeah. End of episode 1. And now we're moving on to episode 2, which is called
Glow in the Dark.
So episode 2 starts off with Zai and the others finding Genesis and Alex passed out in the woods. They take him back to the house, and then Zai goes to the store to get something to wake him up. Yeah.
So when Zai leaves, she tells no one to go outside or do nothing. She told them to stay inside. But when Genesis woke up, she was like having a plan, and she had a plan to go outside, which was not the best idea for us to do.
The rest of the group tells her that it's a bad idea, but she ends up convincing them anyways, and they end up making a plan to go outside. Genesis tells them about to go out. She saw them leave outside. They come to the conclusion that they need to contain it. They end up devising a plan to go outside and try and contain it. Okay, so at the end of episode 2, Zai finds the group, and basically she tells them that she has to take Alex to the hospital with his dad since their mom was on a trip. So she calls his dad, and then he's gonna go and take him to the hospital. So the rest of the group has to go home.
Now we're moving on to episode 3.
Quiet convergence.
So then the episode starts at my house, and Genesis is telling us that we didn't need to get back out there, which was probably not the best idea for us to do.
She wants to find out what happened to Alex. They gotta go back out there. Yeah. So then later in the episode, everything starts to make sense, which is why it's called Quiet Convergence, because convergence like come together. So yeah, everything's finally starting to make sense. And then at the end of the episode, I end up looking at a tunnel because she sees an item of Alex's, and then she thinks that something may have happened, and that the cause not wake up. Maybe in there. Once Zai goes into the tunnel, Genesis goes to the other side to see if she comes out, but she is gone. And now we are moving on to episode 4.
Into the Neuro Boy.
Okay, so in this episode, Genesis tells the group what happened to Zai at the end of episode 3. Then they decide to go into the tunnel, and then they end up somewhere. So basically what this place is, the Neuro Void, it can like, okay, so basically if you're there for too long, it can end up like trapping your consciousness there. The group finds themselves in the Neuro Void after going through that tunnel. It starts shaking and glitching, and they end up in the Neuro Void. So while they're in the Neuro Void, there's a monster that ends up chasing them. It's like glitching and stuff. It ends up like about to get them, but then something happens to it, and then the episode ends.
And now we're moving on to the last episode of today's video.
The Dread Field. Okay, so in this episode, the group navigates to a place called the Dread Field, and they have to get across it because they think that's their way out. And there's this light. So if you get caught by this light, it takes you to a place that does stuff. We're not gonna reveal what the place is, not just yet, because we can't reveal too much stuff about the episodes like way before it releases. Right, Katie?
Yes.
Yeah, so we can't reveal too much about the episodes just yet. We're gonna have a production video for episode 1 out, well, basically for all the episodes, but we're starting episode 1 pretty soon. So, yeah. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. That's gonna be it for today. This is Alex signing off.
This is Kayden signing off.
And we will see you guys in our next video.
Bye.
Goodbye.